The phone vibrated between us on the table. Once. She didn't look at it. That was the first mistake. We were sitting in the kitchen, the same kitchen where we had memorized each other's silence. Morning light spilled through the window, soft and harmless. Coffee steamed, bread toasted. Normal things, carefully rehearsed things. The phone vibrated again. I watched her eyes flicker, just for a fraction of a second toward the sound. Not concern, not curiosity, fear. She reached for her mug instead, took a sip, burned herself slightly, didn't react. I felt something shift inside me. Not pain, not anger, alignment. The world doesn't fall apart loudly, it realigns, quietly, precisely. "Who keeps calling this early?" I asked, my voice steady enough to fool her, to fool myself. She shrugged, too quickly. "Probably spam." Spam doesn't call twice. Spam doesn't make someone hold their breath. The phone stopped vibrating. The silence that followed was heavier than the sound had been. She smiled at me then, that familiar smile, the one I trusted for years. I smiled back. Inside my head, something clicked into place. Everything seemed normal, and suddenly it wasn't. Denial is a disciplined thing. You don't fall into it, you maintain it. I told myself I was tired, paranoid, that intimacy rewires suspicion into imagination. But patterns don't lie, people do. She started guarding her phone the way someone guards a secret, not a device. Screen always down, notifications off, password changed casually, like it had always been that way. She came home 10 minutes later than usual, then 20, then didn't explain at all. I didn't ask. That's the part people misunderstand. Confrontation is not strength. Observation is. She laughed differently now, softer, distracted, as if part of her was elsewhere, responding to a joke I couldn't hear. Sometimes in bed she would turn her back to me and scroll in the dark, her face lit by a glow she thought I couldn't see. I memorized the angle of her shoulders, the tension in her jaw, the way guilt changes posture before it changes words. I remembered things too, old moments I had archived as meaningless, a name mentioned once and never again, a friend from work who didn't exist in any story before that day. The truth doesn't arrive all at once, it seeps in, slowly, through cracks you didn't know were there. I stopped touching her. She didn't notice. That told me everything I needed to know. I became calm, dangerously calm. On the surface, nothing changed. I kissed her goodbye, asked about her day, listened, nodded, played my role with surgical precision. Inside, I was cataloging. I checked phone records first, not to read messages, just to count frequency. One number appeared too often, late nights, early mornings, gaps that aligned with her overtime. I didn't save the number, I memorized it. I watched her reflections instead of her face, in mirrors, in windows, in the black screen of the television when she thought I wasn't paying attention. People reveal more when they think they're unseen. I followed her once, not closely, just enough. She didn't go to work, she didn't go shopping, she went somewhere familiar, someone familiar. I stayed in the car. I didn't need visuals yet. I needed confirmation, not closure. At night, while she slept, I lay awake rehearsing conversations I would never have, arguments I would never waste breath on. Revenge is not loud, it's patient. I ordered what I needed online, paid cash where possible, let the days stretch, let her grow careless, let her believe she was winning. She started humming again. That almost made me laugh. The report arrived on a Tuesday. Plain envelope, no drama, just facts. Facts are cold. That's why they hurt more. I read it once, then again, not because I doubted it, but because repetition strips emotion away, leaves only clarity. That night, I placed the envelope on the table between us. Same table, same kitchen, same light. Different reality. "What's this?" she asked. I didn't answer immediately. I watched her hands. They were shaking already. The body knows before the mind admits. "Open it," I said. She did. The sound she made wasn't a scream. It was smaller, a collapse inward, like something folding under its own weight. She looked up at me, eyes wide, searching for mercy she hadn't earned. "I can explain," she whispered. I nodded. "I know," I said. "That's the problem." Her mouth opened, closed. She cried then, loudly, desperately, as if volume could undo precision. I felt nothing. That scared her more than anger ever could. "I knew for weeks," I said calmly. "You just weren't careful enough to notice." She froze. I stood up, collected the envelope, slid it back inside as if it were nothing more than paperwork, because that's all she had reduced us to. "I wanted to see how far you'd go," I continued, "how easily you'd lie, how well you'd sleep." She sobbed harder, reached for me. I stepped back. "Don't," I said. "One word. Enough." I told her what I had already arranged. Accounts separated, leases terminated, conversations documented, people informed, quietly, efficiently. No threats, no shouting, just inevitability. "You didn't lose me today," I said. "You lost me the moment you thought I wouldn't notice." Her face broke then, not from guilt, from being seen. I walked past her, picked up my coat, paused at the door. "I hope it was worth it," I added. "You traded certainty for secrecy." And I left. The air outside felt cleaner, sharper, honest. I didn't feel victorious. I felt finished. Some betrayals burn, others cauterize. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. The version of me she betrayed no longer existed. What remained was quieter, stronger, untouchable. People think closure is forgiveness. It isn't. It's clarity. And as I walked away, I realized something simple and devastating. She lost everything trying to live a double life. I lost nothing I couldn't replace.